Newspaper review coming to you live from the station that is filling the world with laughter. I am OLUTAYO. OGUNADE, good morning.
And I am DELE ADEYANJU. Thank you so much for being part of our show today.
Let's go straight to the papers. I have the Guardian newspaper on the table here, Premium Times, the Nation newspaper, and Daily Trust.
I have here the Nigerian Tribune, the Punch newspaper, and the Vanguard newspaper.
Okay, let's go through the Guardian newspaper to see what we have from here. Abiodun presents 339 billion naira budget to Assembly. Obaseki swears in SSG, urges courage, resilience to deliver on mandate. National Assembly can't deliver new constitution, says Omoagege. Still from the Guardian, Minister promises reopening of varsities as NASU issues strike notice. Why we sent memorandum to National Assembly on devolution of powers. Warif to march against rape, sexual violence, the 5th of December. Nigeria rakes in 7.8 trillion naira from company income tax in 6 years. School fees between Kano government and private school owners. Also from the Guardian newspaper, lifeline for Boni team as APC next set to extend tenor. Okay, Nema double downs. Man United gives PSG Champions League lifeline. Let's see some more from the sports side. Still from politics, APC PDP gladiators upbeat for Plateau South senatorial by-election. Beyond legislation, I'll endow programs to lift Lagos East out of poverty, says Abiru. INEC set as 14 Josso in Imo North senatorial by-election. From the business side, recovery in sight for aviation as local airlines scale up operations. CBN provides fresh guidelines on diaspora remittances. Rising debt profile, direct threat to Nigeria's democracy. Still from there, before we go to another paper, motorists trapped in gridlock after twin tanker explosions on Lagos-Ibadan highway. Persons living with HIV lament impact of COVID-19 on access to care. Okay, let's go see another paper.
Now from the Punch newspaper, I have this headline: Lagos CP slams banks over brilliant van robberies. Boko Haram attacks sponsored by international community to destabilize Nigeria. Army. Boko Haram insurgency, retired generals, NEF, others warn against hiring mercenaries. Sultan's bravery meets reality. Stop using my father's image for politics, Ojuku's son tells politicians. I am told Jonathan's wife not to support my governorship bid to Mahi. End SARS. Man demands 10 million naira compensation for mother's killing. And kidnappers collect 100 million naira in Kwara to free Ekiti Chinese worker. Motor owners to pay 250,000 naira for gas conversion, Silver's aid. Insecurity, Buhari to honor reps' invitation, says Bajabia Miller. Commuters, motorists stranded as tanker explodes on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Nowhere is safe under Buhari. Sultan-led JNI laments. More stories from the Punch newspaper. Gunmen kill vigilante, 2 others in Plateau attacks. Suspected bandits behead Kogi court worker, kill 4 in Niger. Kidnappers collect 100 million naira in Kwara to free Ekiti Chinese worker. Well, those are headlines from the Punch.
Let's see some more from the Nation newspaper. Buhari to honor House invitation. Kano's hotel case adjourned till the 16th of January. Tinubu commiserates with Zulum Bono people. Federal government to sanction discos selling meters. Okay, still from there, COVID-19 vaccine for rollout in UK. Joshua's title defense. Defense's tickets to cost 0.5 million naira. Police ask court to stop ongoing probe of abuses by judicial panels. I take that again. Police ask court to stop ongoing probe of abuses by judicial panels. Killing of Borno farmers cruel, says UN envoy. 774,000 jobs fail to take off again. Algeria and Nigeria will ensure success of AFCFTA, says Minister. Governors fear spread of insurgency to other regions. Buni taking Yobe to greater heights. No place is safe in Nigeria now, Sultan laments. Okay, still from there, Okorocha urges Buhari to sack cabinet members. 19 die of Lassa fever in Bauchi. Federal government hopeful varsities will reopen soon. Court won't order Fanikaude's arrest for absence from trial. Borno farmers killing portends food crisis, says VC. Tarek Beshola inaugurates task force on export rate quota. Sarakitu Secondus don't interfere in PDP reconciliation moves. FEC OKs 120.7 billion naira for roads. Other projects. INEC ready for Enugu by-election. Two more before we go to another paper. Abolish state local government joint account. Open our workplace to Polo's workers, tell EFCC.
From the Vanguard newspaper now, International Day of People with Disabilities. Personal reflections on growing up with polio. HIV/AIDS stigma more traumatizing than disease itself. Physician. Army engages religious leaders on insurgency fights, and Kano disburses over 100 million naira UNICEF grants to 720 schools. Buhari's poor leadership rouses slumbering North. 2023 will bring prominent leaders, youths into PDP. Saraki. Ex-French President Giscard d'Estaing dies of COVID-19 at 94. Trump floats idea of 2024 White House run. Borno killings, women farmers to stop supply of farm produce to markets. How we changed the narrative in last week, Fagbo, VC. Defections, how political opportunism kills the party system in Nigeria, and traditional rulers urge for dialogue to address youth grievances. Chinese firms could lose access to U.S. stock markets. Kidnapped Chinese expatriates regains freedom. 100 million naira ransom paid. And NAS has no power to offer a new constitution. Omoagege. Those are headlines from the Vanguard newspaper.
From Daily Trust, FEC okays 117.661 billion naira for roads, bridges in Kano, Katsina, others. FG inaugurates renegotiation team for 2009 agreements between ASU, others. Insecurity. Buhari agrees to appear before reps by Jabir Miller. Okay, 2021 budget, health gets 1 trillion naira, not 43 billion naira. Gbajabia Miller, farmers seek compensation for slain colleagues' families. Why Obasanjo, Gani Adams, and Afenifere leaders met in Lagos. War against insurgency requires more efforts. Tinubu. Still from Daily Trust, terrorism may persist for another 20 years in Nigeria. Burate, terrorism may persist for another 20 years in Nigeria. Burate, world. Okay, let's see some more. FEC awards irrigation project contracts in Kwara. Or your fresh security ideas needed. Defense College. Okay, still from there. Let's see. National Assembly lacks power to replace Constitution. Omoagege, Zabamari massacre, one killing too many. MPFL resumption date shifted for continental clubs. Nigeria to host 2021 Africa Under-18 Girls Volleyball Tournament. Let's see, Muhammadu Buhari, a tale of two characters. Maybe something we want to read there from Daily Trust. Let's see another one.
All right, from the Daily Independent newspaper now, FEC commits 120.7 billion naira for irrigation road projects. Despite clamor, service chiefs may remain till 2023. Diaspora remittances, CBN directs IMTOs to deposit funds into agent banks. DSS arrests lawyer on one-man protests at Abuja Villa Gate. ASU strike. Federal government raises fresh team to renegotiate 1999-2009 agreement, and Buhari agrees to honor rep summons over insecurity. Ganduje approves Recruitment of 50 medical doctors. Senate urges Ministry of Health to investigate unidentified. Okay, that story continues there, and that's just what I have from the Daily Independent newspaper.
Okay, let's go on a break now. We'll be back.
FM 94.9.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk and cocoa and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle, good food, good life.
I am for payment, service and banking. I am 9PSB.
Everybody listen up. Let me tell you something. Better service don't land. Don't just sit down there look.
Introducing 9 Payment Service Bank, the bank for everyday people. Simply dial *990# or download the 9PSB app on iOS and Google Play Store to start banking. Our bank agents are right there in your neighborhood, and with any phone, you can open an account at your comfort, pay bills, and start to send and receive money instantly. 9PSB. Now, that's our bank.
The biggest music show on the planet is coming to Africa Magic, and you could be the idol we're looking for. Enter Nigerian Idol by posting your audition video online. Online audition submissions open at midnight on Sunday, the 29th of November, and close at midnight on Sunday, 13th December. Send us a 30-second video clip of you singing. It's the audition that could change your life forever. Visit www.africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol.
Egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ ṣe ni ó dára fẹ̀jẹ̀ gidi gan. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o. Veneto cleanser ló ń jẹ́ o.
Ojú rẹ̀ ṣàǹjọ̀lọ̀ lójoojúmọ́ kí làṣírí ẹ wà rí.
Veneto cleanser ni.
Já mi sí ọ̀rẹ́.
Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí bádọ̀tí ara wọ̀ yá ìjà rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ́lẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n yẹbẹyẹbẹ. Inú tó ń kú tó ń dàrú gbòdògbòdò kò bára rẹ̀ èrí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀. Amọ̀nà ti dé o. Veneto cleanser egbògi àtẹ̀jẹ̀ṣe tí a fi ewé àti egbò ṣe ní ọ̀nà tìgbàlódé. NAFDAC Fòǹtẹ̀lù MA1 Nigeria Limited ni wọ́n gbé Veneto cleanser jáde. A wà ní nọ́mbà 17 Ọba Akínyẹlé off Adeogun Street, Aláàfin Avenue, Olúyọ̀lé Estate, Ring Road, Ìbàdàn. Telephone 08034051533 fún títà àti rírà. Ìwọ náà darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Veneton cleanser àmọ̀tẹ́kùn egbòogi tí ya gbogbo kòkòrò inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́.
Guy, wetin dey make you scatter house like this? Abeg, you help me see my Airtel SIM. I carry am give Sade yesterday o. But you no dey use am again na. Yeah, you don carry my bonus give landlord pikin. Na today you go pack out. On top Airtel SIM?
Yes so if you don reach 15 days wey you never use your Airtel SIM, go find am now. Because why? Ogbonge awoof full on top o. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you awoof o. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions dey o.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The station admired by other radio stations.
Yes, we are.
32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back. 32 FM 94.9. Break It All newspaper review. Richard live from our studio. DELE ADEYANJU is here. My name is OLUTAYO. Good
morning.
And Dr. Lord Jadokun right here with us to do the analysis. Good morning, Doctor.
On top of the day to you.
All right, I'll take my first story here from Premium Times. Do not forget you can watch us live on YouTube, 32FM 949 Ibadan. You can also drop your comment there or your headline 32FM 949 Ibadan on YouTube. All right, let's go on. National Assembly has no power to give Nigeria new constitution. Omoagege, the deputy president of the Senate, Ovie Omoagege, has declared that the National Assembly has no power to replace the current constitution with a new one. Mr. Omoagege's special advisor on media and publicity, Yomi Odunuga, in a statement on Wednesday, said the deputy Senate president made a remark when he hosted members of the Alliance of Nigerian Patriots led by Mona. Mr. Omoagege, who is chairperson, Senate Ad hoc Committee on Constitutional Review, said the National Assembly had no powers to replace the current constitution, but could only amend it. This is from Premium Times. You can find also many of the dailies today.
Many will suggest that in that statement he betrays a lack of imagination. Yes, it's true that they cannot wholesale change the entire constitution, but certainly through the amendments they can alter the nature, the structure, the shape and the breadth of the constitution, therefore giving us what might be akin to a new constitution. You have a car, you change the engine, you change the seats, you change the tires. Yes, it's not a new car, but in effect you have the new feeling. And that's what many people are clamoring for. In fact, in this constitution, a new amended constitution, they could put in new rules for amendments such that it makes it easier,
flexible.
Yes, and more flexible. So I belong to the school of thought, the sort of positivist school of thought, that where there is a law and the law restricts you, you go behind it to find a way out, so that at least the law could act as a beacon of change and transformation.
Now, with Omoagege's statement, does that mean that we have always been hearing shouts and clamors in vain about true federalism?
Well, that's what he's suggesting. But if you also look at the statement, it refers to amendments. So I think in some sort of way he's giving a nod to say, okay, there might be some changes. But the kind of changes we are looking for in our constitution are not cosmetic changes. They're federalism. Because many have discovered, that the constitution as it presently operates is a road to penury, is a road to poverty, and it's a road to further underdevelopment. And of course, true federalism is what we want, a constitution that allows the constituent parts, the smaller unit, the sub-units, to be beacons of development, and then leave the defense or foreign affairs or whatever it is to the center.
All right, Section 9, Subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution deals with the process by which any amendment of the Constitution can be carried out. But with what Omoagege said, is it looking like we're not likely to have an amendment, but some are even clamoring for a total change and not an amendment?
Yes, I mean, the total change is somewhat very difficult. I think that's what President Jonathan envisaged when he brought about the national conference. Because how do you do it without doing something which is unconstitutional? The constitution is the ground norm, which means it's the fundamental law of Nigeria. But certainly you can go around, get as many amendments as possible, changing and altering the shape of it. In fact, you can get an amendment which makes it more flexible, in the sense you even make the amendment more flexible, and then you even can get an amendment which says the future constitution can be subject to a constituent assembly. And so we have a constitution which is we the people and not the hunter, you understand? Because the constitution we have was imposed by a hunter, the Abacha hunter, as it were, rather than we the people. And that's why a lot of people think it's a fraud.
And what is the way out? Nigerians are clamoring. Yeah. What is the way out? Omoagege is saying we have no powers to do that, so who will do it for us?
Well, I think he's just being pessimistic. I think the way out is to engage the National Assembly, to allow them to put forward a number of amendments, even for them to set up a committee which is going to look wholesale at many of the amendments. But the problem again with some of the amendments is that it may affect their powers and it may affect them. Because some of the fundamental amendments is to have a constitution which is federal oriented. And if we do that, then you begin to ask questions. Why do we need a bicameral legislature? Why do we need a full-time legislature? And all those sort of things. So I think it's political will rather than the legal will. The political will may not be there for many of them to change it, because many of them are benefiting from the inefficiency of the current constitution.
And there are procedures. I know you talk about the 4/5 majority, 2/3 majority, refusal of assent and things like this.
Well, you get to a stage, even that refusal of assent is debatable. You get to a stage, of course, the National Assembly, 2/3 have to pass it, then 2/3 really of the entire houses of assembly. It doesn't have to be 2/3 there, just majority if they pass it. And then, of course, the question is, does it go to the president for assent or not? It's debatable. Once used to go to Jonathan during his time, and I think was ruled by the courts that no, it doesn't have to. So the question is it a law? Is it not a law? My own view is that it should go to the president because it's a law. When it's passed. But the debate continues to rumble on.
And finally, Baja says Mr. President will appear before the House. Insecurity, Buhari agrees to appear before Reps Baja Biamila.
Well, that's what Baja
Biamila.
Or you can just say Baja.
Baja. That's what Baja says. We haven't heard it from the horses, if I may use that, from the horse's mouth. So we don't know that is exactly correct. But why would Baja say something that is not true? And if indeed it's going to appear, you understand, then it's a welcome development because many people want the president to appear because they want to be sure and certain that he's in control, not just in control of the country, but even in control of his faculties. I'm not trying to insult him or anyway, but it's a question: is Mr. President really in control? Some people are asking for a medical panel. Yes, that's her name, isn't it? She's been asking for a medical panel, and she's been leading the debate. Why? Because most of the time when there's a crisis in the country, Mr. President is nowhere to be seen near it. He doesn't engage with it. He engages with it maybe 3 weeks later, and you begin to say this is contrived. This is not, on the spot. So I think yes, if he does appear, then of course he will open himself up to questions, and maybe we'll be able to get to the root bottom or the bottom of some of the things that are going on that we're confused about and we're bothered about and we're anxious about.
Buhari coming to the National Assembly to defend whatever questions posed to him. October 20, there was an incident in Nigeria which will not be forgotten in a hurry, and we all clamored that President Buhari should come on national TV to address youth. It took some days before he came, and eventually he came. We heard what we wanted to hear, and everybody moved on. Now, right now, if he eventually comes to the National Assembly, what are we expecting to hear from Mr. President?
They certainly cannot send a recorded message. He has to appear in person. And I think the problem before is that they've done cut and paste and put recorded messages, and they've been disingenuous enough to tell Nigerians that it's a live broadcast. We are not fools. We know it's not. So if it comes, it's going to be live. And people are going to be able to test whether this man is capable, whether he understands what's going on, or whether we're simply just wasting our time in governance from that point of view. And I think that's what they will do. So I think it was a masterstroke by the National Assembly, the House of Representatives. We usually criticize them, but we must give them kudos for coming up with that.
This is still a reported intention anyway. Yeah.
Well, it's reported, so we don't know that it's exactly true. But if it were true, then the analysis is based on that assumption.
Okay, from Premium Times, why we killed Zabamari farmers, Boko Haram. In a 3-minute video released by Boko Haram on Tuesday, on December the 1st, and seen by Premium Times, the terrorist group has claimed that it is responsible for the death of over 40 rice farmers in Zabamari, Borno State. The group spoke in a video in Arabic and Hausa. Why we killed?
You see the problem that we have? The irony is that the Boko Haram are flooding the airwaves, taking control of the narrative, and spreading fear and terror. And our president is mum. Nothing from him, you understand? Well, his spokesman said something. They didn't get security clearance. And I'm beginning to wonder if I want to travel to some parts of the country, I need security clearance, which means we're in a state of war. And if we are in a state of war, you understand, and we're not actively acknowledging it, then we have a problem. So the problem is that Boko Haram are able to control the narrative, able to control the media to a certain extent. And our government, you understand, is very reactionary. They're not really out there. And if you cannot win the hearts and minds of the people that are being dominated and oppressed, then we do have a fundamental problem in our governance.
Okay, so in the video, the leader said, you think you can take our brother and hand him over to soldiers and live in peace? You think Allah will forget what you have done to our brother? What we also do not understand, Doctor, is, this periodic release of videos by Boko Haram members or their leader now, whom we hear that has been killed from time to time, and still yet, like Mohammed said, this group, they've been degraded. And what they are doing now is just the kick of a dying horse.
I think many observers will say that with each statement made by Lai Mohammed, his credibility is shredded to nothing. And so I wouldn't really take what he's saying seriously. He's assumed the role of a propagandist in government, from that point of view. But the reality of it is that they're trying to use even Islam to justify what they're doing. They cannot quote a surah to back themselves up. They can't quote an hadith to back themselves up. That's not Islam. It's not Islam at all. They have an agenda and they're carrying it out. But the problem that I have is that even through those videos, the Nigerian government, our intelligence agencies, they cannot even track them down. They can arrest a lawyer protesting in front of Aso Rock. But to track some of these people down, to track supply and demand, to cut them off in that sense, and to embed themselves there, you understand, so that they know what their plans are, and sow confusion amongst them, they cannot do it, you understand. So that's my worry, that intelligence is not there, and therefore the Boko Haram will continue to hold sway for a substantial amount of time. The Chief of Army Staff even alluded to that fact.
All right, I have my first story here taken from the Vanguard newspaper, and the headline is Buhari's poor leadership rouses slumbering North. Anyone who reached the comments above, that's the time for truth has come. This situation is no longer acceptable to any Nigerian, and we can't be mourning our citizens every day. Anyone who reached the comments above would instinctively assume it was made by known critics of President Muhammadu Buhari, like former Ekiti State Governor Ayo Fayose, former Minister of Aviation Fani Kayode, or leader of the IPOB Nnamdi Kanu. It was made by Senator Ahmed Babaketa from Katsina North, also known as Daura Central District, Buhari's senatorial district in Katsina, when the bird is flying in the hallowed red chamber of the National Assembly on Tuesday. Now, folks of Mr. President are now saying that no, this is wrong and totally unacceptable.
First, it was the Sultan of Sokoto, who is a retired colonel, was on the verge of becoming a general before he became Sultan of Sokoto. He said there's no way of saving the North. Now is the senator. Other people have spoken. Indumetu said his own. And this man, from the constituency of Muhammad Buhari, Major General retired, has made a statement. It shows you that this government is in trouble. It shows you that even their supporters are quite acutely aware of the deficiencies of this government, and that something fundamental needs to change. When I say needs to change, we're talking about the security architecture, we're talking about the personnel, we're talking about strategy. They said sometime they needed this Takano plane, and 6 of them have been delivered already, and yet there is no discernible difference. The Air Force is not able to make a headway. They're not able to be able to determine the financial networks and so on and so forth. So I think this is of concern. If it's Keith and Kim are beginning to say there's a problem, then it means we're in deep, deep doo-doo.
Dr. Yedokun, where is this government getting it right? Let's assume that, okay, insecurity is zero.
Yes.
Which department is the administration getting right?
Well, to a certain extent, but at great cost to Nigerians. Maybe the infrastructure, but at great cost to Nigerians, because a lot of the infrastructure they overborrow, and we're not even sure sometimes that is of quality. So you must suggest maybe infrastructure. Why do I say infrastructure? I'm talking about things like rail. The rail is running.
Some even say we have a new state, and that's Niger Republic.
Well, a lot of
an extension.
There's a lot of interest there. They have more than 4 new refineries, and Nigeria is showing a lot of interest there. But fundamentally, the problem that we're having, you understand, is a question which must be resolved. Do we have anybody ruling us or not? I think it's a fundamental question. I'm not talking about some islands, some people who have been hired. I'm not talking about operatives. I'm talking about, do we have a democratically elected person in charge of the country? And if we don't have that, then we're really in a problem. We should stop deceiving ourselves. And that's why I support the call of Obi, you understand, Ezekiel Zeli, that there should be a medical panel. Let's determine the fitness of the president to govern, and if he's indeed fit, then at least we know well.
Before now, they say Abba Kyari was actually in government,
yes,
but now it's no more. So who are the cabals?
Well, we don't know, but certainly we know that to a certain extent, the clearinghouse is Professor Ibrahim Gambari. But even Ibrahim Gambari, you understand, is not too well. So that is not even some are suggesting it's not operating at the optimum. But Gambari's powers are limited. He's the chief of staff. There are other people pulling the levers of power. The National Security Advisor, my senior in secondary school, is one of them. Many of them, the education.
Of course not Oshibajo, because he's actually living as a spare tire.
No, Oshibajo is the chief analyst of the government. He's always analyzing stuff, but the actual implementation, no, it's nowhere to be found there.
All right, is this time for PDP to begin to strategize? Because as political parties begin skeletal preparations for the 2023 general elections, immediate past president of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, your senior in secondary school, has promised to woo political stakeholders, youth, businessmen, among others, to fold up the PDP in its push for a return to power at the center.
My concern with PDP is that they don't seem any much better than APC in terms of ideas, in terms of plans, in terms of vision. they haven't shown that they're any better than the APC. From that point of view. And I think the challenge is whoever is going to win is going to be who's able to mobilize the youths, who's able to harness the potential of the youths. And I think now is the time for the youths to get together, and decide whether they want to be a force within a political party or whether they want to be a separate force. If they can register, if they can get their PVCs, they can make a difference in senatorial districts. And I think the mistake the youths make sometimes is that they just look at presidency. No. House of Reps, State House of Assembly, Senate. Those are where laws are made. That's where you can put pressure.
State Houses of Assembly? That will
Yes.
take me to Kogi State. Where they've agreed,
yes,
that Yahaya Bello should, go contest come 2023 for the number one spot or number one seat in the country.
Well, it's quite interesting, isn't it? I don't know how far and how well
he's
done
been
in
able
Kogi
to
State.
bring some turnaround, to that particular state.
I don't know that he has, and I don't know that he has credibility. I don't know, and I'm not condemning him. But I think it's laughable that Yahaya Bello is eyeing the number one seat. And it's only in Nigeria that without a discernible track record, you can go for the top seat. But he's a youth, isn't he? From that point of view. But the kind of youths I'm talking about are not those, you understand, that have been closeted with wealth or...
Talking about track record, are you supporting Tinubu because of his track record?
Well, I support Tinubu's right to contest if he wants to contest. But whether I would support his right to go for the number one seat if he indeed declares, I know it's theoretical, I don't think I'm in a position to do that. Some people would argue that we're in this position precisely because of Senator Tinubu. They were in this position precisely when a lot of people were crying against this government and saying Buhari wasn't able to carry a second term. It was really people like Tinubu that stood in the gap and said, no, we will support him. We know what we are doing. Some people are even suggesting is that what we are doing is that you support Buhari and you get Oshibajo. Of course. How foolhardy they were. How foolhardy.
We go on a short break now. We'll be back.
You are right.
My head's so far away.
Mornings are for dreamers.
I'm a dreamer, yes, I'm a dreamer. Oh,
The break of dawn for champions.
champion, 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 champion.
On 32 FM 94.9.
When it comes to watching your favorite comedy videos, are you a giggler, a snorter, a faller, or maybe you are all of the above?
Whether it's comedy, football, Niger movies, cooking, learning, or drama, go from one video you love to another on YouTube. With the new video data bundle from MTN, enjoy even more affordable, longer hours of video content. Just text YouTube to 131 now. With YouTube, now you go tire.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk, and cocoa, and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
Hey, why not they do her like this now? She offend Donna.
Mommy, what is it? Why are you crying?
Ejiro, people heartless so. See what they do Anita.
Mama, who is Anita?
My dear, just leave Mama. Oh. She's in a world of her own with this movie she's watching on Airtel TV. You too can get special streaming 500 MB data for just 100 Naira to stream movies, series, music videos, and more. The best part is, you don't have to use your main data. Just dial *141 *106# now.
Hey, Mama, Anita don't see better man Mario. Just look at God.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Yes, cavities out!
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
The biggest music show on the planet is coming to Africa Magic, and you could be the idol we're looking for. Enter Nigerian Idol by posting your audition video online. Online audition submissions open at midnight on Sunday, the 29th of November, and close at midnight on Sunday, 13th December. Send us a 30-second video clip of you singing. It's the audition that could change your life forever. Visit www.africamagic.tv/Nigerian Idol.
Are you ready?
When we look at the horizon, we see our followers. And as we keep looking, we are inspired to keep moving. To you all, we say thank you. For our followers on Facebook, you are the best. To those on Twitter and Instagram, we love you. And to our YouTube subscribers, we throw you salute. For those who are yet to join us on the flight, we know you are waiting. So catch us live on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at 32FM 949 Ibadan. And to subscribe to our YouTube channel, it is at 32FM 949 Ibadan. You are the real heroes. Once again, we say thank you.
32 FM 94.9.
Alright, still 32 FM 94.9. You're listening to Dawn Newspaper Review. American University appoints Ganduje caught on video collecting bribe as professor. Let's see the meat of the story. A tertiary institution in the United States of America, the East Carolina University, has appointed the governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, as a visiting full professor of e-governance and international affairs. The announcement was reportedly confirmed to journalists in Kano on Tuesday by Abba Anwa, spokesperson to Mr. Ganduje. Mr. Anwa disclosed that Mr. Ganduje's appointment was contained in a letter sent to him by the school dated November 30, where he was said to have been selected for his accomplishments in good governance and genuine investment in human capital development. He also quoted the letter saying that Ganduje's choice is a depiction of close monitoring of his achievements as a governor in the last couple of years, which eventually earned him global recognition and commendation. Dr. Edok, I'm trying to see the bribe aspect of it, but I think it's still down.
You have to bring that up.
Well, it's still bad law.
First and foremost, the issue of bribe or not are mere allegations. It's not been proven in court. We don't even know whether the videos, you understand, are authentic or not. But it's quite clear, you understand, that there's a problem here. Let me tell you what the problem I feel is. Right. The problem I feel is that there's so much controversy surrounding this guy or this man to ascribe good governance to him in the midst of all the other governors and those involved in government in Nigeria. It's really a parody. It's as if they're taking the Mickey. In other words, somebody's having a laugh, from that point of view. It's really funny, really, and very comical. But also the other issue is that now Ganduje is going to be going around calling himself professor. You understand? I will be asking how many papers has he published.
Are you biased because you belong to the academics too? Because somehow yes. You people, you professors and doctors, you don't just want anybody to come and take that title because it's sort of
yes. Yes, I must admit there's an element of bias, but those titles are rarefied in the sense that you have to work for them and then you have to profess something. If somebody is notorious, you understand, for bribe collecting in quote, you understand, and then you now say he's a professor of e-governance, then which means that e-governance includes bribe collection.
It's not easy to be a governor of a state to rule for
and international affairs, or is just a
prejudice
that is not that is Not making us to recognize greatness here in the life of Ganduje as a person.
No,
Professor,
Ganduje has achieved the fact that he has a PhD. You understand, is an achievement in itself. But making him a visiting professor, really, I ask questions as to what's the basis. Then it's Pan-American University. I'm not even sure, the rating of the university anyway. It's in America. It's not the one in Nigeria. It's in America. But, well, let's see whether he performs when he eventually has the time. He's certainly not going to have the time now because he's the executive governor of Kano for the next 2 to 3 years. So I think it's an honorific. I think it's a marketing strategy. I think it's to draw people to that university. That's my view.
Image laundering also?
Yes, to a very great extent. Some will suggest that.
Let's see. Let's stop counting our woes and calling the government to any action, for there is none to act. So let us ourselves come together and think of how to bring the change we desire. Okay, that's a message. The PNB appearing before the National Assembly is a ruse. The whole affair will be stage managed, as intangible questions will come from the chosen ones. Abiodun Agoro from Agbowo. We go to your message. Good morning. Why are we crying? Why are we lamenting? Why are we complaining? We put ourselves in all the problems we are facing today. Let's bear it till 2023. Chief from Ibadan. Okay, we got your message, Chief. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is OLUTAYO from Ibadan. House of Assembly Kogi. They asked their governor to go for presidency. Yes, if wishes we are horses, beggars we ride. And it's very unfortunate. You never know who you are, but you come around and people tell you who you are. And concerning that of inviting the president to the National Assembly, I pray we don't end up regretting it as the other time when we asked him to come and talk about it as answers. If you expect anything, and moreover, we is speaking. Nigeria knows who is who. Have a nice day.
Okay, 0809-7000-949, 0906-2000-949 to join the conversation. In Nigeria, we have experts in everything, but no expert to fish out what is behind killings in the country, especially in the northern part. Are we saved? Yakubu Muhammad is asking a question there. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Comrade Omalulu from Agbo. In respect of the Constitution, Chief Wole Olanipekun has called for replacement, not for amendment. You agree with me that in terms of political structure, that Constitution is federal in name but unitary in content. In respect of circularity, it does not fully establish without contradiction the circularity of Nigerian state. Why? About 21 sections in that constitution recognize Sharia. If you claim that a state is circular state, why should 21 sections be given to Sharia? Because Chief Michael Zekume, SAN, established that it does not even grant equality to other languages. It only grants equality to the three majority group languages. This is unfair. If you look at it, we have more than Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa in Nigeria. The Constitution should recognize the language rights of other ethnic groups. If you look at the Chapter 2 of the Constitution, it is not enforceable. Okay? That is a socio-economic policy. I call that Chapter 2 should be enforceable, whereby Nigeria can go to court and enforce the provision in Chapter 2. Hello, Dele, have a nice day.
Thank you, comrade. Thank you.
That's quite an extensive intervention, and it's stating the obvious that we don't have a federal constitution in reality. We do have a unitary constitution, and some of the contradictions that we have, because what it was imposed by the military, and the military imposed its own structure and its own understanding of federalism. And the argument has always been...
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning, Tayo.
Good morning.
It's okay. Dr. Joseph, good morning. Angeli,
good morning. Yeah.
Please, on the governor of Kano getting an award, we know it's just an image laundering. We know what happens in this part. How they get those awards outside. I don't think it's an issue we should start debating. I think that's a close side we should not just look at. The man is trying to launder his own image. We know. And on the National Assembly, I said something yesterday. We could look, but they've just told us. But they now says we should be happy. We should start clapping that the president is doing it. All right, so.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah. Well, following Mr. Ganduje's appointment, we'll be providing mentorship to for PhD students, junior lecturers of the institution, and also advise the institution's research center on academic issues related to e-governance and international affairs. Let's see some more from here. I believe what Nigeria needs now is not a new constitution, rather the means of uprooting insecurity before it becomes, before it escalates in Africa. Okay, Achibiri FN, we go there too. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you. Okay, the line dropped.
Yeah.
009 7000 949 0906 2000 949.
I think the question is, can you give what you don't have? You understand? And it would appear that Ganduje is being asked to give what he doesn't have. But anyway, we've been told that it's image laundering and we shouldn't go any further in terms of the analysis.
Somebody's opinion. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Friday from Alakuta. Hello.
Yes, we didn't get your name.
Friday.
Friday. Okay, let's have your headline.
From Alakuta. I want to ask the President this question. Don't you think the invitation of the President by the House of Representatives, you don't think it was state managed, as somebody had already said there? I want you to tell everyone.
Well, it's a possibility, but at least it's a movement from what we had before, where the president doesn't even engage with issues. Stage managed or not, it might be an opportunity to drag him out and to reveal certain hidden secrets or hidden truths, as it were. So I prefer him to be dragged out, you understand, to the House of Reps, than to be closeted within Aso Rock from that point of view. So let's see what happens. Let's see whether it's true.
Good morning. Good morning, Bayo. Been a while.
Thank you.
Yes, please go on.
I want to start from the last quarter. You asked the question. For inviting Mr. President, what are we expecting? I'm just telling you what we be expecting under the House of Law. We expect normal clap after the whole talk. You see, state manager, no state manager. I don't think when the president come and talk,
Hello, Bayo. Okay, the line was filling at the point. Okay.
I said you want to include this normal class, normal standing ovation, nothing else. We are living in this country. About the constitution, who is talking? Like what the Prof said, Doctor said, we will affect them. That's why I say that they can't go anything which. If they are made that constitution, we will affect them. We don't just in this country.
Amen. Why are they all saying, Doctor, Bayo's going to be the second caller who said, oh, Omagege? Why are they saying that?
Well, he has some antecedent, didn't he? Wasn't the one that carried the mace or connived with some people to carry the mace? And I think even beyond that, we just need to be careful. Beyond that, he's had some issues before, even the United States and so on. But I'm not going to go that way. Omagege really, I don't think, has the credibility or the credit to speak on these issues. He's a lawyer, yes, we know. But people really doubt his credibility.
Hello, good morning. Okay, Lloyd. Doctor, it's also an issue of numbers in the House.
Yes, it's an issue of numbers.
Okay, so
yes.
You may not get the numbers.
You may not get the numbers, and everybody may not favor an amendment, and some people may be satisfied with the status quo. And I think a lot of people are satisfied with the status quo in the National Assembly because there's not so much pressure at home. There's a lot of finances to go.
Why should the people be crying against it, and the representatives that are there, in the interest of the people? Okay, why are they not moved about?
Well, they're not moved because many of them don't even go to their constituencies. It's only when you live amongst your people and your people are disturbing you day, night, and evening or whatever it is, then you'll be moved. Many of them are closeted in Abuja. Hardly go home. So the pressure that they should be feeling, they're not feeling it. And when election time comes, they bring their so-called constituency allowance stuff and start labeling it and giving it as if it's their own personal gift.
Hello.
John Njoku is my name. Doctor, thank you.
Yes.
Please, I will just urge Nigeria, let's give the National Assembly, the House of Representatives, and the President the benefit of the doubt. And so let the President come there. Then we hear from him concerning the Constitution. It's unfortunate that Kwame Agege could be saying this. I'm not surprised. That Constitution is a fraud. Even with the content we, the people, will never produce that Constitution. Kwame Agege knows, but as the doctor has said, they know it will definitely affect them. John Njoku is my name. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Guy, what's in the make you scatter house like this, eh? I beg, you help me see my Airtel SIM. I carry and give Shade yesterday, but you know they use him again now.
Yay! You don't carry my bonus gift landlord picking. Now today you go pack out.
On top Airtel SIM?
Yes, so if you don't reach 15 days where you never use your Airtel SIM, go find them now. Because why? Ogonga will full on top of. Hey, get 2,000 naira airtime plus extra 200 MB for just 200 naira. The more you recharge, the more you are woofo. To begin enjoy this awoof, just dial *241*7#. Terms and conditions, Joe.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk, and cocoa, and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle. Good food, good life.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Comfort?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pains will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Yes, cavities out!
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
When time reach to watch comedy videos where they sweet your belly, you be area scatter. You dey snort. You be kappa. Or maybe you be all join. Whether na comedy, football, Naija movies, cooking videos, learning or drama, videos brekete for you to watch back to back on YouTube. With the new video data bundle from MTN, enjoy yafu hours of video content. Just text YouTube to 131 now. With YouTube, now you go tire.
All right, you're still listening to Breakdown Newspaper Review, and we can still take a few more calls before we wrap up today.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
This is Amobasho.
Okay, good to have you. Go on.
We are fed up of this amendment in our constitution. Let's have a new taste. We are fed up of this. Let's change all these things. Let's change the constitution entirely. Good morning.
Okay. Adwale Joseph on YouTube. Good morning to me. The honor given to Governor Gandhi just to show he had done much for the institution. Did they consider the situation of education of his state and his government deception? Thanks. Okay. Adwale Joseph, we got that too. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I want to speak on the issue you are discussing.
Okay, what's your name, please?
I want to force our problem. I say, people are shouting that complaint general in this country, and we shout a lot. We complain the president, the army have not done this and that. For me, I think the problem we have starts from the state. Start from us. Look at the news we are disclosing in Oyo State, for example, for the past 4 days. It has been this news of National Assembly. What is happening in Oyo State, for example? Are you people talking about it? Look at the money in the hands of our governor.
This governor collected 100 billion naira from the federal government every year. Apart from that, they also generate money. We don't discuss that. We are discussing something that happened 3,000 miles away. Please, our own problems are there. We don't have electricity. We don't have running water. We don't have
Hello.
So much.
Hello, what's your name, sir?
Hello?
What's your name, sir?
My name is Kolawole.
Kolawole, okay. What we do is paper analysis. So we treat stories that we find in the dailies. That's what we do. And by extension, let me just say that we discussed yesterday insecurity in Oyo State, where we also charged Mr. Governor to do more in the area of protecting the lives and property of citizens of Oyo State. Thank you.
I listened to your program and I saw the defense. I saw where you sent. I'm also a journalist by training.
Well, that's good.
And I know this is something that I'm just saying this. We should if you are operating in a state, you are a state media.
All right.
Your content, the content of your media. I'll end up now. The content of the media house is not only you, it's everybody. The content of the media house should be 70% about the state.
Thank you.
You don't say anything, nothing. If you want development, you have to have.
Thank you. Your point is made. Thank you, Mr. Adewale. 0906 2000 949 0809 7000 949. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Leye from Forest. What I just want to say this morning is that even if we change the constitution, does that changes the mind of our politicians? Does that changes their character? When the constitution is changed, they still find a way to loot our money. So I think we need change of character, change of leaders, change of our mindset so that this country can move forward. Good morning.
All right, good morning.
Thank you. Can we take one more call before we go? Hello, can we do this in 30 seconds? Good morning. Hello.
Hello, Doctor, good morning.
Good morning. Is that John?
Yeah, John. Yes.
Okay, John.
Now, I want to ask a question over 2023 election. What is the slogan that APC is going to use? What are they going to tell us again? Because they have spent 8 years with killing every day. Thank you.
All right, I think went from change to next level.
Yes, and from next level to where? We don't know. Yes, that's the pertinent question. They've also made a statement about the Constitution, whether the Constitution changes minds. Well, let's have a change of the Constitution and let's have the minds change. That's what I would say.
Thank you, Dr. Lord Jedekun. Thank you, our listeners, for your time. The program will be back tomorrow, same time, that's 6 to 7 a.m. Auntie Yellow is somewhere around here and she's ready for the kids on a Smart Kids show. Dele Adeyanju.
Thank you so much for your time with us. Good morning.